Why it's important to have no mortgage, especially if you don't have a pension. Hey, big boy. So I'm just minding my own, doing some research. I got papers on top of papers. I got data sets on top of data sets, and I just love this stuff. Not gonna lie. I'm watching my man John Levy or Levi, and he's doing something on remembering the old world. And he goes, I'm doing some research. I figure I'd do a video, and if I do the research, I'll share a video. I said, that's a pretty good idea. So I'm just minding my own, reading the American community survey from the Census Bureau, and just coming across this data sets. Again, I got freaking data sets upon data sets. And I come across this: mortgage status by selected monthly owner costs as a percentage of income. All right, this is from 2000. It's very interesting. We can go to look. We go here, and we can go back to 2000 to 2020. It's very, and I just figured I'd pick up this, but we can go back to many different time frames. I love this stuff. All right, so we got in 2000, we had 55 million people, or households, I should say, who own a home. 38 million own a home with a mortgage. 16 million own a home without a mortgage. All right, so if we see here, the humpback is right here. The household units who had a mortgage, they had right there about 8 million. Their total household expenses were between 15 and 19% of total income. And then right there, another big one was about 20%. So you can kind of see right here, between 10 and 30%. People households who had a mortgage where basically their income went 10 to 30% of their income was used to service their home expenses, and mostly a mortgage, essentially. Hope that makes sense. And you got to look at that, 5 million people, more than that, 5.5 million households. It was between 40 and over 50% of their income was going to service their debts. Tell me that's not crazy. All right, so now we scroll down. We got 6.5 million households without a mortgage. Half of those households without a mortgage paid less than 10% of their income to housing costs. Isn't that crazy? Housing units without a mortgage, less than 10% of half of the people who had no mortgage, less than 10% of their income went to housing costs. And the housing costs can be real estate taxes, your property tax essentially, homeowners insurance, and any kind of maintenance and stuff. And look at this. I mean, look at that. I mean, we're basically the bulk, the predominant amount was less than 15% of their total income went to service their housing costs. And again, if you had a mortgage, right about there, between these two, between 15 and 25% of your income went to service your housing costs. I mean, I don't know. All right, so that simply means if you had an income. Well, what happened in 2007, 8, and 9? Many people's income dropped. So if your income drops, and this is you up in here, and now your income went down 50%. I mean, I just, obviously if you have a pension, your pension doesn't go down 50%. And I'm just using that for an example that you lost your job and you had to pick up something like I talked to a guy not too long ago, he and his wife, and he's an engineer mathematician type, and he got laid off in 2007 and 8, and he went to work as a basically Bed Bath and Beyond, you know what I'm saying, as an assistant manager or something like that, probably making $35,000 a year. Used to making $100,000. If you're used to making $100,000 and your mortgage costs are $2,500 a month, that's a 30%. What basis costs you 30% of your income to service that debt. But now if you're making $40,000 a year and your mortgage cost is still $2,500 a month, now it's costing you 75% of your income is going to service your debt. Yeah, that's not good, man. That's not good. Anyway, and I cannot stress enough. Having no mortgage solves a lot of problems. And you can argue all day long with your various spreadsheets, but I just don't want to hear it. I mean, you can argue it. I said, okay. Good luck with that. Literally, good luck with that. Doesn't mean you're stupid. I just say good luck with that. It's not something I'm trying to do. I want to have no mortgage. That way, if income drops, I was like, less than 10% of my income was going to service my debt. If my income drops by 50%, all right, that means 20% of my income goes to service my debt. So think about it. If I had $100,000 of income and we had $10,000 a year going to service that debt, but the homeowner's insurance, property tax, maintenance, all that. That's 10% of my income is going to service my debt. Let's say my income drops in 50%. So now I got $10,000 going to service my home, and I only have $50,000 in income. I'm only at 20%. That's it, man. You see the difference? All right, if anyone wants to go outside, I'll let you guys go. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.